Okay, with the base finish, we're now on to the Slann himself. You can see I've got quite a few paints here. There's a few more that I might use, or I might not use all of these. I'm not really sure yet. But to start off, we'll start with the sentries, like his belly as such. Well, to do that, we'll use Andrew just to start with to give us a good base colour. So yeah, we're just going straight on with this. Just get a nice coverage over the top. Okay, so the first coat of Xandra Dust is now dry, so we'll quickly apply that one for the next one. So it'll only take a few seconds. Oh. Got a nice even coverage of Xandra Dust now, just on this guy. It's on his belly, and we'll just let that dry and then move on to the next step. Okay guys, the Xandra Dust is nice and dry now, so what we're going to do is use a flayed one flesh straight on the top of this Xandra Dust. Only really in the centre though, just giving it. So we're going to dry brush that on there. And it's really just to show that sort of stretched area over this frog's stomach. It's just the raised areas we're going for, hence why we've got the dry brush back out. Okay, so that's done, and already you can see that it's looking quite nice. It's already added like a natural sort of shade in the background there. It's the flayed one flesh we've used there. I'll put that aside now. Okay, so the next colour we're going to go for now is the corn red, and we're going to go all over the model with this one. Careful not to get it into the eyes and things like that, but the rest of the model is going to be covered in corn red. To do that, we're going to be using just the Army Painter standard brush, and we'll go all the way over this. This is going to take quite a while to do this now. I've not watered this one down, which I just realised, so that's just using the palette just off the screen there, just to get the right level of paint. So we'll just work on this and then I'll come back. That's all the corn red applied to the Slann. You can see they've got a really good coverage on there. What we're going to be doing next is going over the top of the corn red with Mephiston red. It's only a very slight difference in shade of red, but you can tell once it's on there, and it highlights it really well. I am going to dry brush this one on there though. Again, with the dry brushing, I know, but it does just hit those raised areas that you want, and you don't get anywhere that you don't hit any of the dark, like lower areas. Then it adds that shading straight away. I think following this, what we'll do, we'll go straight into a shade, and with the Null Oil over the red and an Agrax Earth shade over his stomach area. Now you're probably thinking, why am I actually doing this lighter colour now and then going to take the colour back down? Well, it's purely because what we can do, we can go a little bit harder with the dry brush now, really pick up on those raised areas, use the Null Oil to darken it down, and then go back over the top with Mephiston red with a dry brush, but do it really, really lightly, just to pick up that the really sort of high areas on this particular model, and it'll look really effective. You'll see when we get to that stage, and you'll see the final results. So I'll dry brush this now, and then I'll come back. Okay, so that's the Mephiston red all dry brushed on him now. He's already looking quite good with the sort of natural shade it's given this this highlighter's given. What I'm going to do before we actually go ahead and go with the shades is use Jacaro Orange just around his lip areas, because I want I want the shade to actually go over the top of this particular colour as well, you see. So we'll just use, I'm going to use the Games Workshop brush for this actually, which is just their Citadel detail brush. Just go straight onto the his lips as such, because this is a very different colour, you see, from all the other colours we're going to be using. And as soon as we use the shade, it'll sort of blend it all together. And that's what we really want it to do. We don't want it to stick out too much, though we do want it to be a slightly different shade from the rest of the model itself. Okay, so we'll just give that a couple of minutes to dry, just to make sure that that's on there. We don't want it mixing with the shade colours. We want it to stand out still. So yeah, we'll leave that for 2 minutes, and then we'll go straight onto the shades. Okay, so now we're going to work on the washes. Okay, so it's nice and dry now, so all we're going to do now is finish off with a dry brush of Mephiston Red just over the model itself. So this will just take a couple of minutes. All you want to do is just catch those edges just around the actual model itself. Okay, so there we go. So dry brushing finish just on him there. You can see it's already made the high ridges stand out a little bit. It's looking really quite good at the moment. So our next step is to just pick out a few like these boils that are growing on him just around the place. So we're just going to use a Cadian flesh tone to do that. Just use our smaller detail brush as well, and all we're going to do is just spot a little bit of colour just on all these little tiny raised areas. They're dotted all over him. Okay, there you have it. That's that part of it done. Nice, quick, easy detail there, just to pick out those few little points on him. You can see just on the arms. You can see it a little bit better on just on the rear of the model there. It's just a shame you're not going to see it as much from there. So the next detail we're going to pick out is the actual eyes itself. Now to get these glowing green eyes, I'm going to use a moot green, then shade it with Colia green shade, and then go back over the top with the moot green. So again, we're going to use a little brush for this, something with small bristles, and I'm going to go with the Citadel brush, the one we were using earlier, just the detail one, because it's got a nice tip to it. Okay, now that's done actually. Now I've looked at that after it's finished. The reason I wanted to do the Colia green shade was to get quite a nice effect, a nice glowing sort of effect, make it darker around the eyes themselves. But now I've actually put the paint on there. See if we can just focus that in a second. I don't know if they will. There we go. So now you can see it's already got like a darker area around the eyes themselves, and that's due to the null nile that we applied earlier. It has already settled in there. So actually, we don't actually need to go with the Colia green shade. So I'm going to leave it and just stick with these brighter green eyes that we've got now. So what we'll do, we'll go straight onto, just on the sides of his cheeks, he's got some like, the round areas just here, just near my thumb there. And what we're going to do is use a purple on those to try and make them stand out quite a lot. And you start off with the Xeres purple, moving to the Gene Stealer, and then maybe give it a final layer of Warfiend Grey. We'll see what it looks like, but I'll do that now. Again, using the Citadel detail brush. And we'll just crack straight on into this. Okay, so that's the first layer of purple on there, which we've gone with the Xeres purple. We just need to leave that to dry for a few minutes before we pop on the Gene Stealer. So I'll just hang on for a little while. So while we're waiting for the Gene Stealer purple to dry, actually, what we'll do his teeth. Now, I've got some Administratum grey. It's just, I think it'll be, it's not too bright for the effect that we're wanting to achieve, just on his teeth that he's got, his fangs. So just using the Citadel detail brush again, we're just going to pick those few teeth out here, just above this lip. Just picked out those few little details there, just on the teeth to finish off the face there. He's already looking pretty good as we're working on him now. Okay, so now that the purple's dried off, we'll add in the Gene Stealer purple now to give it a little bit more detail. And to do this, we're just going to use a small detail brush from the War Game, the Army Painter range. But to do this, I'm going to do this similar way to dry brushing. I'm going to get a little bit on the brush there and just take off quite a bit, but we're not going to use the larger dry brush to do this. We're just going to try and catch the centre of this area, just to highlight the middle. I'm quite happy with that actually. So yeah, I am going to leave it at that stage actually, just on the purple there. So we won't go with the Warp Fiend Grey as I originally planned, because that does stand out quite a lot, and I don't think it's needed to get any more from it. I don't think we're going to get anything else. So I'm going to leave that to dry for a little while, because I don't want to take that paint off as I'm working on the final colour, which will be the gold. So I'll leave that for a little while and then we'll come back. Okay, so we're on to our final colour now, which is the Balthazar Gold, just to go and cover all these gold areas just around the model. He's got quite a few little totems and things around him, so you give that a good shake. Again, we're going with the detail brush for this, purely because we don't want to get anything onto the rest of the body at this stage, and then we'll give all these little gold areas a wash of Null Oil, just to add a little bit of shading in there. So I'll work on this and then that'll be it. Okay, so that's the final colour on there now. All we've got to do is put the shade over the top of the gold, which we're going to use the Null Oil, and we're just going to use a small detail brush for this, because we don't want to get too much onto the model. It's purely going onto these gold areas. So just get a little bit on your brush and straight over the top of this gold. Final details completed on this guy. So what I'll do, I'll get him all glued onto the base now. I'll leave that to dry for a few minutes. Get him put on the base, and that's it. I hope you enjoyed the video and the tutorial, just going through the build of the Slann Mage Priest here. If you enjoyed it, like it, ask any questions you want to on the comments and things. If there's any more advice that anybody wants, please feel free to get in touch. Again, I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching.